Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Alpha Live. We are finally starting up the cruiser lineup. Finally, good things to come. We are gonna be able to run these escalations that are 4 out of 10s and 3 out of 10s without much of a problem. We are going to be able to run vigils, watches, and all these sites that we have been scanning up with our destroyers, with our frigates, but we cannot run because they are a little bit too difficult. There is too much damage on the field. And finally, we have something that can properly run them. So we are starting off with the cruiser lineup, the VEXOR, the normal VEXOR. It's a great fit. It's a great ship. I really enjoy it, and it's very versatile because it's mainly focused around drones. So yeah, we're gonna have to have those drone skills absolutely honed up to the max and those cruiser skills to be as best as possible. So yeah, let's move on to the fit here so we can actually see what it has in it. It's actually really nice. A few tech 2 modules as you can previously see here, but this is gonna be able to run watches and vigils without a problem. You might get a little bit low on the armor repairing, but there is no problem. You can actually do them without a problem. And in one of the videos we will see I actually got contested by an Ishtar and managed to kill the final boss, the final rat, the Shadow of Serpentis in a watch, I believe, and I actually got the loot out of that one before too much damage racked up. So this is not an absolute safe fit. As you can see, only 29 million ISK. It's not that expensive considering that we have Tech 2 drones and a few Tech 2 modules, but it's really nice. I have some drugs on the ship itself, just in case we actually need to consume them to be able to give us a little bit more armor and more armor wrapping, but they are not necessary. As you will see in the video, I actually ran it all without any consumption of drugs, so it's all good. We're gonna start off the fitting with two dual 150mm prototype Gauss guns. These are the medium ones, not the small ones, so yeah, they are really good and they don't use as much CPU or power grid, allowing us to fit other stuff like the Microwarpdrive. We are going to use a core probe launcher because some of these sites actually need to be scanned down, and that is really important for us to be able to do. Then we're gonna have a drone link Augmentor 1. This is gonna allow us to set our drones to a target at 60 kilometers away. As an alpha, you can only shoot them out as far as 50 kilometers away, but with the drone link Augmentor, you can actually get to 60, which is very important, especially if someone is contesting these sites with you. It's gonna be really good. I hadn't run these heavier sites for a while, and I didn't realize that so much people are running them. So maybe try to stick around with the frigate and destroyer sites first and then move on to the cruiser sites when you feel like you're ready and your skills are maxed out. So what are we gonna have next? A 50 mn cold gas enduring Microwarpdrive for that speed. We really use that speed. It's really important. And yes, it does bloom our signature radius, but it can help us get away. And the good thing with the drone link Augmentor, we can actually stay away from the rats and just send the drones to take everything down. A large compact PV acid cap battery. Why? Because we need capacitor. As you can see, we are still not cap stable, but I will show the cap stability soon enough in the simulation. Then we have a cap recharger too. I was thinking about putting another battery, but I considered the cap recharger to be a little bit better. If you want, we can actually simulate it in a bit once we end up going through the entire fit. An AML compact omnidirectional tracking link. This is mainly to help the drones track better and just be able to shoot from a little bit farther away, which I consider to be important, especially the tracking part, because we are not running medium drones. Since the VEXOR hold is not actually that big, we're running a full flight of lights and a full flight of heavies, which in this case is 3, and a spare one just in case we lose one on the way. Next up, we're going to have a medium armor repair tool. pretty standard, but the Tech 2 version to be able to take in a lot more damage and stay on grid. I think that's really important, especially if the sites are being contested. The Damage Control 2, two Drone Damage Amplifier 2s, and a Reactive Armor Hardener. This is really, really cool. It actually gives you 15% resistance boost all around all your resistances for armor, but as time goes on and as it completes cycles, it moves some percentages away so that you can actually get more resistance to the damage types that you're actually receiving damage from. So it's really, really nice, really, really good. And very important, I was thinking about putting something a little bit cheaper in this slot, but since this one takes care of basically two of our resistances at a time, it just needs to set up and it's all good to go. Next up in the rigs, we're gonna have a medium auxiliary nano pump to help with those reps, another medium auxiliary nano pump, and a medium capacitor control circuit one because we want to have a little bit more cap stability. Now let's move on to the simulation. And as you can see, with the Microwarpdrive off, we are not exactly cap stable, but with the guns off, we are very much cap stable. So yeah, if you burn out with the Microwarpdrive and you just want to repair a little bit, which I actually do in the video at some point while running these sites, you're gonna see that you can burn with a Microwarpdrive a little bit to get out of the rat's range and just keep on repairing, and your drones will continue to do the damage. And because you have the drone link augmenter, you will actually be able to shoot them out to 60 kilometers, which will be really, really nice. What else do we have here? We have in the drones 5 Hornet 2s, because I like the lights to be able to take down all the small frigates. They are really quick, they are really fast, and I mostly like them because in the watch they can actually take down the officer spawn really, really fast. So yeah, I really like that. You will see in the video when the star arrives, these drones put it in clutch. They are really helpful and they helped me get the spawn. We didn't get very good loot on that spawn, but that's okay. It's just the R&D of the situation, and the more sites you do, the more likely you are to get really, really good spawns with blueprint copies for special ships, for special serpenty ships, which are these ones. If you haven't gotten one of these in a narcotics warehouse or in any of the lower tier high-sec combat exploration sites, you could get the Daredevil or the Vigilant. I have had a lot of Daredevil blueprints, so yeah, that's the most likely one to get, or you could actually get Vigilance, but I think the Vigilant blueprint is only from 5 out of 10 plus. We cannot run the 5 out of 10s with this fit. I tried, but well, technically you can, but the issue is that it takes a lot of time, an extremely high amount of time, and they are usually going to escalate in low sec. So I was for a long time on the site and I actually began getting hunted, so I just left it at that and moved on. And I took a lot of damage too, and I lost a few drones doing that, but I got some good bounty isk. So yeah, we are, if you want, we can actually try to simulate it with another cap battery. There it is. Let's try another medium cap battery, and there you see the problem. CPU 0.30%. So yeah, the other one it is. But yeah, it's a really, really good fit. As you remember, my skills are pretty much maxed out. Let's just simulate the fit and empty a little bit the cargo hold because I have some stuff. I ran a few hideaways on the way back. But yeah, 28.5 million, basically 29 million. It's a really good fit, and some of the drones, the Ogre IIs, for example, you can get from rats, and some of these modules, for example, the large compact PV acid cap battery, you can actually get from the ratting with the catalyst in low sec, and it'll be really, really good. Also, the omnidirectional tracking link you can get from rats, also the Microwarpdrive, and the guns. The only things that you cannot get from rats are the low slots because they are mostly Tech 2 and the Reactive Armor Hardener. No rat I have seen drop one of these, and I have taken down quite a few. And they do not drop Tech 2s, but at least for the guns, for the battery, and for the Microwarpdrive, you can actually get from rats, lowering the cost of the fit to actually make it. And of course, remember to not only do high sec exploration, combat exploration, because it can be very much R&D, and depending on the time you do it, you will have a lot of contestants in the sites or not so many. So watch out for those times you play. And the good thing about this feat is that if you are seeing that people are contesting too much the sites, or there is too much people on high sec, or people are running too many sites, and you're not getting anywhere, not getting anything, this feat can actually run the 2 out of 10 missions without a problem, without an issue. You just the exact same. You send out the drones, get them back in to take care of them. Don't let your drones get destroyed, and use the guns to shoot stuff from afar as much as you can. But yeah, it will definitely run level 2 missions. It will run up to 4 out of 10s. I didn't get one for the recording, but I got a Vigil and a Watch that I will be playing, so I hope you like that. Next up, a very important point that I'm gonna leave a photo to you is a site called If University. Most of the combat sites in the game, if not all of them, actually appear in this page, and they come up with a lot of information about the sites and how to run them. So I really do recommend that you check these pages out once you have scanned up the sites and once you're ready to run them. So yeah, let's get ready to get out there and move on to the videos. As you can see, it's a very beautiful ship, and I really enjoy using it. It's pretty much the main Galente cruiser because it's drone based, and the main weapon of the Galente are drones. And the good thing is that they can go up to 60 kilometers, so really good. But yeah, let's get you out to those videos and we will see how we are running these high-sec combat sites.
So we are going to start up with the Serpentis Vigil. As you can see, we're already in the first room because I scanned it down, and there are a lot of people on HiSec competing for these sites. And yeah, we're just gonna start up clearing up these rats. As you can see, we're using the guns, we're using the drones, as much damage as we can apply. Just trying to get rid of the most things on the field until the officer spawn that opens the gate comes out. And if we ever get into trouble, as you can see, our ammo ripper is still holding on. But if we ever get into trouble, we are going to use that micro warp drive to actually pull off a little bit of range out of everyone, because it could really ramp up the DPS once all the rats come out. And we really want to be careful with that because it's not exactly the most expensive hit, but it's not exactly cheap. And if you're just starting out, it would be a big hit to your wallet. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going at these rats, keep on going. Remember to recycle your drones so that they don't get damaged, so we don't have a lot of drones to lose. So we really need to be careful of that. But yeah, we're just orbiting, I think, the gate and taking out a little bit of stuff here. Just chilling out, getting ready for that officer to spawn. We want to take down as many as possible because we actually want to be able to take the damage. And as you can see in my cargo hold, I have the trucks in case that we actually need them. I really recommend them. They are not that expensive and they give you a buff in your total armor. So yeah, we're just gonna continue with the drones, pushing away at these guys, just taking them out one by one, being careful. You know, it's a bit of a long video, this one, because the rats are really strong. As you can see, the drones are having a little bit of tough time taking the bigger rats out, but I think we are doing alright, just orbiting. Remember, never stay still in these rooms because you're going to take a lot of damage, so try to orbit something or just manually pilot by double clicking in space where you want to go, but do not stay standing still. Do not do that. Do not stop your ship for any reason because you will take a lot of damage really quickly, and you need to be careful of that because these rooms can actually ramp up quite a lot of damage. We're just gonna move along to some of the loot, see what we can get, and just try to get some good stuff. I think in this run, in these two runs, we don't really get that much good loot, but it's okay, you know. It's just the R&D of the situation, and sometimes you're gonna get awesome loot, 100 million plus worth of loot, and sometimes you're not gonna get a lot of loot. But yeah, it is what it is, and as you can see, we are clearing the rats. Our armor is getting a little bit low by now, but we're okay, no problems. We haven't had to overheat. As you can see, having that capacitor stability with the armor repper running is really, really important because we need to ensure that we can actually keep going with the armor repper because of all the damage that we're going to be taking. These rooms, as you can see, are a lot tougher than the 3 out of 10s. I actually tried this fit in a 3 out of 10 and it was really, really easy. I was able to just go to the center of everything and start taking all of the hits. I don't recommend it because I did have to overheat a little bit, but yeah, it's absolutely doable. If someone is contesting the site with you, it's no problem. But yeah, oh, also, I wanted to show you a little bit of the If University page that I'm gonna put right here so that you can actually check it out. It's a really good resource. I really recommend it if you're running any kind of site. You need to check it out in the university first so that you can know what to expect, how hard is going to be the room, and if you can actually run it, because as you know, some of these high-sec exploration combat sites are just for frigates or for frigates and destroyers, so you want to know which ones to avoid. With this fit, you will be able to run vigils. As you can see, we're running one right now. Vigils, watches, and 4 out of 10s, which are also really good for the loot. And I'm just going to be descanning because we want to make sure that if someone comes in, we are able to react to that rather quickly. And yeah, I'm just moving from loot to loot in the meantime. But yeah, check out the If University. I'm gonna leave the link in the description or in a comment below because it's really, really useful. And yeah, we're just waiting for that officer spawn to come out so that we can actually take it down and open up the gate, because if he's not taken down, then we cannot, or I don't know, I think we have already taken him down, or I'm getting confused with the watch. But yeah, we're just gonna go to the gate. We remember to always bring back all your drones. We're gonna go on to the second room and get ready for it because again, damage will ramp up rather quickly. And you know, it's just the way it is. These sites are a lot harder. They are meant for battle cruisers, for combat battle cruisers, but you can absolutely do them in a cruiser like this one. As we have spoken before, the fit is somewhat cheap for what it is, but it really does well in these sites. And yeah, let's just wait up for the Microwarpdrive, for the warp to kick in, get onto the second room, and get ready. So yeah, we're in the second room and we're gonna want to target one of the guns and start moving, start getting out of range because we're gonna get a lot of damage really quickly. As you can see, it's already starting. I'm gonna use a Microwarpdrive a little bit and I should be taking out the drones because as soon as you take one of these turrets out, the officer spawn is gonna come out and the rest of the rats are gonna come out, so damage is gonna ramp up, but you're gonna be able to finish up the site rather quickly as soon as you take down these guns, these missile batteries. So yeah, that's really, really important. And just remember to keep moving, keep getting away so that the rats don't catch up to you. I'm gonna start sending out the drones. Why the light drones? Because we want them to get to the gun really fast and not take a lot of damage, so that's why I went with the light drones. Of course, the ogres do a lot more damage, but they are a lot slower and a lot bigger, and they will usually take a lot of damage. So that if we are so far away, they will take a lot of damage from the rats, and we don't want that. We don't want to lose our ogres. We have one spare just in case, but we want to be careful with our drones and just keep on stacking up the damage. As you can see, we have a Gila on this scan. Those usually either run Abyssals or high-sec combat exploration because they are really, really great ships. They are pirate ships. But yeah, it seems we're doing okay. The drones are doing fine. And we're just gonna wait up so that we can take down that missile battery so that the officer spawn can come out and we can finish off the site rather easily and rather quickly. So yeah, it's down. As you can see, a lot of rats came out. and we are gonna try to get the Shadow of Serpent, the Tago Urken. That's the one we want. That's the main boss of this room. He's a cruiser. Thank you very much. So we can actually use the ogres to take him down. And he's just gonna come straight to us, no problem. But the rest of the rats are doing that too. So we're only gonna focus on him, taking out the ogres, getting ready to destroy him. You can wait a little bit so that he comes out a little bit more, so that it's easier to loot. But since I think I'm gonna take down the entire room before I warp out, I think we're good to go. Just take him down, start taking down the frigates from afar before they actually get to catch up to us. I don't think there's any E-War. Again, check that EVE University page. But yeah, we shouldn't really have a problem now that the ogres are going to him. Of course, he's a little bit far, but that's exactly what our ogres are for. And that's why we have one last ogre ready in case one of the other ones gets taken down. They are mainly for these guys so that they can put up as much damage as quickly as possible. We are still good, and we need to keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving, keep taking down those frigates. Of course, our guns don't do a lot of damage. He's down, finally, so let's return those drones and get ready to fight everything else in the room, starting off with the frigates, because sometimes they will have E-War, sometimes, I don't know. I need to check EVE University for whether or not they have E-War on this room, but I will leave you a few images, a few photos. But yeah, let's just take down everything as fast as possible. As you can see, the problem with the ogres is that they are really, really slow, but they took down that cruiser really fast. And yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for them to get back inside. Oh, there we have E-War. So yeah, we are webbed and warp disrupted, so we cannot warp out of the room, and we cannot move really fast because of the web. So we want to finally, our ogres are in. We're gonna take out the Hornet 2s just to get every frigate killed quickly because they are the closest ones and they are usually the ones that do the E-War. And yeah, let's just take down all the frigates and get ready to take down everything else so that we can finally loot the final boss. I think I'm gonna speed it up a little bit here, but yeah, from this point on is just to destroy everything and start up looting. So we have taken most of this stuff down. We are getting ready to loot the main boss. I think we've already looted him, and we didn't really get anything worth noting, but I'm just gonna take everything down here for the bounties and maybe get some 4 million ISK modules from the loot. But yeah, this one didn't really get us anything, and this is just a preference of mine just to finish up everything, finish up everyone, so that I'm a completionist. So let's move on to the next one. Now, we are going to be starting up the Serpentis watch. As you can see, again, I'm already on the site. And yeah, we see a lot more rats here. This one is a little bit harder, but yeah, I'm just gonna start killing off some stuff and get ready. I think it was this one, the one that drops the officer spawn so that the gate activates. I'm sorry about that mistake. But yeah, we're just gonna start taking down stuff so that we can have that officer spawn and get ready to move on to the next room. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit here, but yeah, you will see that sometimes in a certain moments when the armor goes really low, I turn on the Microwarpdrive and just burn away from everything so that I can actually repair a little bit, and that's totally valid. There is no problem with doing that. It's okay. It's actually pretty good practice. It's better to turn on your micro warp drive and not do as much damage or not be as close to your drones than to have your ship be destroyed. So yeah, don't worry about it. So I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And here it is, guys, the Corellium Militant Commander. It's the battle cruiser, the only battle cruiser currently on the field. I didn't see exactly when he spawned, but I think he's the last spawn, so you do need to take down every wave of enemies, or at least take down a few enemies so that you can actually start killing this one. But yeah, you can actually check up who to kill and how to run this faster in the EVE University page. But yeah, we're gonna keep on taking down these cruisers just to get some DPS out of the range, because as you can see, we are taking a lot of damage. I've been burning away from everyone as much as possible. We don't stop repairing. We have to keep hitting everyone as much as possible and get ready to take down that commander, because as soon as he's down, the gate opens. So if we take him down, anyone, as you can see, we have some scanner probes in the D-scan. So someone is scanning down this side. I don't know if he's explorer or a combat explorer, but I'm gonna move on to him right now and approach the gate and get ready to just get out of here into the next room, because the next room is supposed to be really fast. So yeah, we're gonna focus on him and try to get to the gate as fast as possible. I have been taking down quite a few amount of things in this time. It's been quite a good amount of time. Sorry about that, but yeah, that's just the name of the game in Eve. And yeah, we're taking him down slowly because he has very good resistances. But yeah, the ogres shouldn't have a problem with a battle cruiser. Absolutely no problem. As you can see, he's already going down, going down, going down. I'm just looking up some stuff up so that they don't get in my way. We are getting some good bounties from doing this site. He's down, which means we can recall our drones and get ready to activate the gate. Just warp into the next room and start getting ready for the next room. It doesn't start off quite as hectic as this one, but since we saw probes on the D-scan, we actually want to hurry up a little bit, because someone else might come and try to get this site from us. So yeah, we're just gonna keep taking down some of the destroyers, some of the cruisers, sorry, so that we are not taking as much damage as we have been all this time. As you can see, my armor is struggling a little bit. But yeah, let's just take down as many as we can before we get to warp off, because also the bounties can be pretty good savers. If you don't get that good of a loot, the bounties can actually be worth the trip itself, or at least the ammunition. Oh, and we are on structure. We are dangerously getting into structure. We need to get out of here. I use the Microwarpdrive to burn away from these guys. We have all 8 scanner probes on top of us, so we know for sure that whoever is scanning the site has already scanned it completely. They are within 1 AU. So yeah, we're gonna have some company soon enough, and we need to be ready to contest the site with someone else. As I told you before, I didn't remember the sites being so full of people before, but yeah, it happens. It's just the nature, the PvP nature of EVE Online. That's the way that it is. I'm just waiting up for the drones to get back into the drone bay, and we're gonna get ready to get out of here, because there's still a lot of damage on the field. We do not want to take them all out, and someone is gonna come in to contest the site with us. So yeah, let's get those drones on the drone bay. They are really slow. That's why I don't like heavy so much, but they do more damage than the mediums. So that's why I took them along on this trip. They are in, so we are going to launch the gate. So yeah, we can stop repairing now. Get ready to warp thanks to the gate, and move on to the next room, the last room. Just get this one is fairly simple. Again, check out EVE University to see how you run this one. But what I do usually is just move up there, just use the Microwarpdrive. As you remember, we are cap stable with just the Microwarpdrive running. And yeah, just move on and try to get out as much as possible, because a lot of rats will spawn really fast, and you need to be careful with that, because as soon as we start hitting this gate, the rats are gonna spawn, and we just have to see who the officer spawn is, or wait up for the officer spawn to actually come on out. And I'm gonna lock up and launch my drones pretty soon, so that they can be close to the station, so that they can just start doing damage there. But yeah, I'm gonna wait up until I'm a little bit further away so that we don't get jumped by all the rats pretty quickly, because that can happen. Everyone just spawns in, like they almost teleport, and there is a lot of rats in this room, so you really want to be careful with that. And the micro warp drive here really came in clutch, because as you can see, we actually have an Ishtar on this scan now, and another VEXOR, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna launch the ogres on the gate and just wait for them to do their magic. We have the Ishtar on the field with us, so he's gonna get all the rats on top of him. Meanwhile, we are all the way out here. He has taken out the drones. I'm gonna go back into closer to the gate, because this officer spawn should come out rather quickly now that the gate is taking damage. So yeah, let's get ready for that officer spawn and try to pick him out of everyone here. I'm gonna get the ogres back inside, because as you remember, they are really slow, and the officer spawn in this one is actually a frigate, a Shadow of Serpentis frigate. So we want to be able to take him down rather easily and rather quickly, so we move on to the hornets. I just need those ogres to come back into the drone bay while I hunt for the Shadow of Serpentis here on the on the on here. I move on to the Rex one. But yeah, we're just gonna be hunting up for that Shadow of Serpentis. Shadow of Serpentis, where are you? Yeah, let's keep on trying to get him. The ogres are almost inside now. Let's get ready to do some damage with the with these small drones, because we're really going to need them. We cannot beat an Ishtar in damage, but if we get the officer spawn, I don't think he would want to go suspect just to get that one out. And he takes out an MTU, so we know that he's gonna try to run up the entire site and just take everyone out, because of course the Ishtar is a really powerful cruiser, and we cannot compete with it unless we take out the one rat that really matters. Let's see, where is it? Shadow of Serpentis, come on, Shadow. Come on. Shadow of Serpentis, there it is. We need to get close to it. Launch drones, start burning with the micro warp drive. Just move on fast. Let's get ready to rumble. And yeah, as soon as we are on locking range, I'm gonna lock him and send the drones as fast as possible. And we're gonna try to stay away from the blob of ships that are right there. So finally, we can actually start up locking him. And yeah, I double click in space to get not exactly directly at him. Launch the drones, just get ready to do as much damage as fast as possible so that we can actually get his loot instead of the Ishtar, because the Ishtar seems to be fairly preoccupied with the rest of the rats. The Microwarpdrive again came in really clutch on this one. We took him out, Shadow of Serpentis. Let's go loot him. I'm gonna save the location just in case I need to get out of the site, so that it's already despawned. So if you get out of the site, you cannot find it again unless you have a safe spot. And yeah, just in case I need to warp out and warp back in, the Hornet 2s are already moving on to the destroyers, so that we can take out a little bit of damage from the field, and so that I can try to make a run for it for the loot, just in case the Ishtar doesn't care about going suspect, and just as long as he beats us to the loot, which can happen. Of course, remember, I don't know if this guy was really cool and he didn't want to just take the loot from the boss of the site that I was running before him, or what, but you can always expect that people will compete the sites, and you need to be really careful with that. Of course, you need to be as fast as possible and as godless as possible, because people will not always be nice with you. So I think we have taken out quite a few. They seem to be fairly distracted. No one is shooting at me, of course, because I'm pretty far away, and the stage is right there with all the rats. So I think this is my moment to make the move and move on to the wreck to just get that Shadow of Serpentis loot. Sometimes it's gonna be great loot, sometimes it's gonna be awful loot. It's really up to R&D. but you can make really good ISK with these runs, and I really recommend them. I really like doing high sec combat exploration, and it's really fun. It's really a good time. Let's just again the micro warp drive coming in clutch for us. Finally, we are getting shot at, but it's okay. We can take it. They are missing so far. Let's go get that loot and get out of here, because we don't really want to compete with Ishtar. The rest of the loot we don't really care about. We're not gonna complete all the side because we have someone competing with us. We're just gonna leave him to get all the other rats, because he hasn't really tried to steal our Shadow of Serpentes loot, so either he's really nice or really dumb. But yeah, we didn't really get much, a million. But it happens, you know. It's just the R&D of the situation. As soon as you start recording, you don't make any ISK. But yeah, we are gonna get ready to warp out of here, and that was the Serpentis watch run. As you can see, the ship can absolutely do it. It can compete with an Ishtar. That micro warp drive really important. We really need it. I just burned a little bit the modules there. But as you can see, thermodynamic skill really important. It can really come in clutch, as well as a micro warp drive. So of course, remember to always run these sites as best as possible and be careful. Do not lose your ship. But yeah, that was it for right now. Thank you also very much for watching. This was the VEXOR run, and I will see you on the next one. The Alpha Life out.